Same direction.
Okay.
Tell me where you want it to play.
Okay. I think we're just testing them. Two, can you hear Nathan's instrument now?
My voice, you can hear my instrument, both coming from the same place.
Yeah.
That's because you're using.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
It's not on, it cuts out instruments. It's conduction, so just.
Okay. We're gonna just dive right in with Nathan, I think.
Yes.
Just do that.
Where's Ida?
Hey, everyone. Welcome, a little surprise start of things this morning. From Nathan. You know where it's today. Miss Ellie, there's everyone, welcome, welcome. All right, and I think we're ready to get started today. All right, so we're gonna start. Nathan's gonna do a little surprise starting off.
I understand we have a birthday here this morning. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you.
Go right into it.
All
Nathan.
right. We have words for this song.
That's a
Okay.
good idea. Next time.
Yes,
Next
I
time.
think so. This is a song by Gary Lynn Floyd. Have you guys been doing this song? Just when I'm here. Well, feel free to get up. The lyrics are everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. So it's a song we should be dancing along to and clapping, okay? So if you can't sing the words, you can do the dancing part. Everybody get up on your feet, sing the light. Everybody. Get up on your feet.
Wow. Does that feel good? Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you, Nathan. Beautiful. My name is Jill Ingalls, and it's a joy to be here today with you today. Thank you for coming. All these beautiful faces and for you people out in Zoom world. Thank you for being here with us today. It's a joy. As a representative for CSL White Rock, I recognize that I am a settler on this land. I'm grateful and honored to live and operate on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, and that other members of this gathering are working and living in the traditional land of many other Indigenous peoples. I thank the First Peoples who continue to live and care for Mother Earth. As CSL White Rock is committed to the vision of a loving, vibrant world that works for all, we are committed to uplifting Indigenous voices, respecting traditional lands, and working with communities toward reconciliation. The science of mind philosophy is a holistic approach to spirituality that emphasizes the power of thought and the interconnectedness of all life. It provides a practical, non-dogmatic path towards personal growth and transformation. CSL White Rock is an inclusive spiritual community and learning center. We honor many paths to the one. Our four cornerstone beliefs are, we are here to walk each other home. And doesn't that feel good? There's nothing outside us that needs to change in order for us to be happy. And there is one life, one source that is the creator of all life and all things. And of course, you know that we are spirit having a human experience. And it is my pleasure to welcome back Nathan Aswell.
It didn't go anywhere.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Second. Good morning again, everybody. Second piece I'd like to share with you this morning is one of mine. I'm writing a lot of, this is one of the things I create on Wednesday mornings, my morning musings. This is called Appreciation, and this is, of course, as always, all the songs that I pick are in keeping with the theme of the day, and so in keeping with Mara's theme of letting our light shine, this is a chant of mine called, an affirmation of mine called Appreciation. And the words are, I am filled with appreciation for you. And all you think and say and do, your tender heart shines through. All your talents combined make you one of a kind. No one does it quite like you. I see you, I celebrate you, I love you. So my invitation to you as I'm singing this is twofold. I want you to think about who you would like to be singing this to, and just envision that person, hold that person in your heart. And probably even more important, I want you to envision me singing this to you and receiving that, okay? I am filled with appreciation for you. All you think and say and do, tender heart shines through. All your talents combined make you one of a kind. No one does it quite like you. See you, celebrate you, love you. See you, celebrate you. I am filled with appreciation for you. All you think and say and do, your tender heart shines through. All your talents combined make you one of a kind. No one does it quite like you. See you, celebrate you, love you. See you, celebrate you. Love you. I am filled with appreciation for you. All you think and say and do, your tender heart shines through. All your talents combined make you one of a kind. No one does it quite like you. See you, celebrate you, I love you. See you, celebrate you, love you. See you, celebrate you.
I see you, I celebrate you. I love you. Thank you, Nathan. That is absolutely beautiful. And what a beautiful affirmation to carry through the day. It's a good exercise in front of the mirror too. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. We have announcements now. Oh, and our first announcement is Miss Nancy for a financial update.
Good morning. So the board thought it would be a good idea to do a financial update after our AGM in March. So I have good news to report and not so good news. The good news is that we ended April, so the end of 4 months of this year, we ended up in the black by $925, which is amazing. Oh, but there's a but. This is not due to an increase in tithing, which I'm going to get to in a minute, but I want to explain why we have money. A few things. First of all, we received $620 in membership fees, which we get just once a year. So that came in. We received a grant from head office, which we used to pay for this owl, but we had about $365 left unspent. Our minister and our practitioners have facilitated classes and workshops this year, and they have not taken any compensation for that. So that adds to our bottom line. Reverend Champion donated her fee back to the center, so that's a couple $100. And we did receive a generous gift of $600 from one of our members. So that's why we end up in the black, which is awesome. Totally awesome. With regard to tithing, our average monthly tithing so far this year is $2,960, which is down a bit from previous years, from last year. Our monthly operating costs are $3,600, which makes a difference of $620. So going forward, we have to increase our revenue. And as mentioned, we do make money from classes and workshops, which helps defray the costs. So going forward, we know that our monthly operating expenses are going to increase a fair bit as we go full-time in person. We pay, just so you know, we pay $100 every Sunday to rent this space. So if we go back full-time, we have that additional cost. We also gave Reverend Tamara a well-deserved raise starting May 1st. We went from $1,500 a month to $1,900. So that just adds to our monthly operating costs. We also approved, the board at the last meeting also approved a budget of $600 to pay for additional expenses associated with the installation which is coming up on June the 11th, and I'm sure Jill's going to talk about it. So what do? I mean, it's our hope that we can really start to grow our membership and thus increase our monthly tithes while keeping our expenses the same. So certainly you can help out by inviting friends and family to come. You can also share social media posts so we can grow this organization. And we also want to hold some fundraising events later. Now we've sort of put it off a bit because we have the installation coming up. But we plan to do some fundraising that will help us put some money towards our bottom line. And again, this is another way you can help out by volunteering, bringing friends, and of course, spending your money at those events. So bottom line, as I reported at the annual general meeting this year, if we want CSL White Rock to be around in 2 or 3 years, we do have $24,000 in the bank. So we have a bit of a cushion, but you know, if we keep losing money each month, then that cushion disappears. So our goal is to ensure that we can bring in enough each month to pay our operating costs. So we can keep going indefinitely. And I believe that we can turn this ship around and do that. So let's go, gang.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you very much. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, but we come from an abundant universe that always provides. And sometimes it doesn't come in the way we expect. But the thing is for us to recognize that we are fully supported from an infinite source. And that's a reflection. And as we think this and believe this, it reflects out into our experience, consciousness, as one of our teachers would always say. Thank you, Nancy. And today's potluck, wonderful. Please stay and join us, and everyone is welcome. And this Wednesday, May 24th, from 10:30 to 11:30 is Sacred Circle with Diane and I. Please join us if you wish. And if you haven't been with us before, just register and you'll get the Zoom link. Sunday, May 28th, we are in person again, and we will continue after the gathering to continue on with our discussion about the first 4 chapters of Science of Mind on Zoom, and it's also on Zoom as well. So please join us, the practitioners and Reverend Terry, oh my. Just moved away, that's probably what I was saying. But anyways, Reverend Tamara will be leading that. So please join us. And you can come, if you didn't come to the last one, please come to this one. It was a great discussion. So I encourage you to come. And then on May 30th to June 20th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m., Reverend Tamara is going to start a quick start course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, the basic principles and background of science and mind. Tuesday in person or on Zoom. And if you wish to attend, please register for this. You need to register for it because if you're attending in person, you need the address of where it's going to be for one. And you also need the course material. So there is a booklet that goes with that as well. And for people online, please register and we will send you the course material. And the cost of the course, you have options. There is a choice of $70, $50, and $20. And this is designed to allow people that might be having a bit of a bumpy time right now to pay what they can, and an opportunity for the ones that can pay more to give back and maybe support those that don't have quite enough this month. So please, I encourage you to join us on that course. It'll be good. And save the date, June 11th, the big party day, 4 to 6 o'clock, Reverend Tamara's installation. And that's going to be at Elgin Hall. And it's from 4 to 6 and light refreshments to follow. There's going to be special guests there. Dr. Ken Gordon, Dr. Deb Gordon will be the ones that will be present there, and a whole host of others as well. So join us, it'll be wonderful. And all this wonderful information is on the website, so you can get all your Zoom links, course information there. And the last but not least, come see us for prayer. We're here to support you. And it is our joy to do it. And now I invite you, as that wonderful Diane Vachon does meditation today.
Hello, everybody. Beautiful people. I'm gonna read a few lines from one of my preferred books, from Paul Ferrini, The Silence of the Heart. So you know what to do, which is, am I okay? Yeah. Allowing to be within and quiet within. Allowing the music flowing in your ears without disturbing. Just part of this experience right now. And through the breath that is always available and flowing and flowing. This breath of life, love, wisdom, this breath that carries in it truth. Capital. If thoughts come to disturb, just allow them to go. No attention. One of my preferred words is trust. So to learn to trust, you must experiment being neutral about what happens in your life. You need to stop imposing your expectations on the circumstances of your life. Just let life unfold and see what happens. Breathe in this truth. Learning to trust. Just stop judging. Stop finding fault. Stop imposing your expectation, your will, your interpretation, your pictures. And just see what happens. Allowing here the easiness of stopping to anchor in your soul, in your heart. Give life a chance. experience the freedom. You're going to let God be in charge of your life. Let God or source, to be in charge of your life. You have to give up the idea that you know. You're not the one who makes your life work. Stop trying. Stop trying to figure things out. Just show up and do what you're asked to do in that moment. We breathe in this. You cannot know God's plan as long as you insist on your own. You cannot know God's plan as long as you insist. Let's just trust that God's plan is revealed to us in every breath that we take, in every moment that we are. The freedom that comes with trust. Stay in that place. Namaste.
Here's another one of my morning musings. This one's called the fullest self-expression, the fullest expression rather. And I'm singing it using 3 different pronouns, I, you, and we. May I be loved, may I be held and celebrated, may my gifts be seen as sacred, may I live my fullest expression. I invite you to sing that, pray that, affirm that along with me. I be loved, celebrated, may my gifts be seen as sacred, may I live my fullest expression, may I live my fullest expression. May you be loved. May you be held and celebrated. May your gifts be seen as sacred. May you live your fullest expression. May you live your fullest expression. May we be loved. May we be held and celebrated. May our gifts be seen as sacred. May we live our fullest expression. May we live our fullest expression. May I live my fullest expression. May I live my fullest expression. May you live your fullest expression. May you live your fullest expression. May we live our fullest expression. May we live our fullest expression.
Thank you, Nathan. You're living your fullest expression right there. Right there. And I hear you had a wonderful concert last night.
Last night I rocked out at the Blue Frog. Sorry, I didn't let you folks know. One of the gentlemen sitting here, it was wonderful to have you there last night and here this morning. So you can ask him all about it. The Rhythm and Blues All-Stars, for those of you who have never experienced them, are a 10-piece rhythm and blues band. And I co-lead the singing with Joni Bai, a wonderful friend of mine. And I just get a chance to sing and dance all night in front of this amazing band. So that was last night. So sorry you missed it, but you're certainly with me in spirit. I thought of you this week.
Yay, thank you, Nathan. So full transparency, everyone, you've probably seen me on my phone. And I just want to let you know that I'm not texting my husband. I'm doing that. I'm controlling the owl and trying to work with our people on Zoom. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they're not hearing any of the music and they didn't get to hear any of Diane's meditation. So I feel very bad for everyone on Zoom, but we are working to simplify and make things a little bit easier and a little bit better. So please bear with us as we move through these and allow our lights. Because today the talk title is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. How I wonder what you are. Way up above, the sky so bright. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Oh, goosebumps. Goosebumps, thinking back to childhood memories and knowing that time when we could be that little star, when we were little and we'd run around and play and shine. And bringing back those moments, that memories of living our fullest expression. And that beautiful meditation that Diane brought into our heart and into trusting and relaxing. And that's what I have to do today, is trust and know that this is all going to work out perfectly. We are on the right track. We are stepping into our magnificence as a community. How fortunate. Look at around us. How lucky are we? How lucky are we to be here together? It's so amazing to see all your smiling faces, show up and be part of this group. So as we're talking about Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, it's also about the time that we see the stars is when it's dark. When it's dark, and it's embracing those those moments that the stars shine in the daylight, but we can't see their twinkle without the darkness of the night. Just like the water in the ocean is always glistening and sparkling, we cannot see the sparkles on the water without the illumination of the light. I just experienced that yesterday morning. I was fortunate enough to be down at Lake Whatcom at a friend's cabin. So I'm sitting on the deck doing my meditation, and the sun is just shining right through and down. And it is just sparkling and glistening all along the top of the water. It's so magical when you have those moments to take in that beauty. But there's also the complementary partnership of the light and the shadows that illuminates the richness of each. Because without the dark, we can't experience that sparkle. Without the dark, we can't experience that beauty, that illumination within, whether it's within ourselves or within the world in nature. So when we can appreciate both, we welcome the levity of light and the depths of the darkness. And what does that do? That creates that balance of wholeness, that wholeness that each of us are. So when we're talking about our shadows are part of our true self that are illuminated by the light. And when we walk in the day, certain points we can see our shadows. But it is the outline of our body, and it can also apply to other objects. And when we move, it moves and follows and mimics us. Even when we don't see our shadows, it's still there. And an eclipse of the moon is the shadow of the moon on the sun. So when we think of our shadows metaphorically, we can imagine that being fully seen and bringing it into view. It outlines us with the details of expression, yet it has movement, and our shadow is alive. And what does our shadow have to offer us, you may ask? Yes, there's a little chuckle in the room. I hear that. And it can reveal about our true authentic self. And we may not always be ready to invite it in and to express it, but our shadow is that partner, that dance partner, and it can help reveal the rich diamond flakes that are underneath, like that sparkling of the water. So I had a great shadow show up this week. Well, maybe more than one. But anyways, I'll tell you about this one. So I'm all set. As I think many of you know, I've been learning to ride a motorcycle. So I've been out practicing, and with COVID, it's taken me 2 years to finally get the time to do my motorcycle license. So it's time to take my road. I look at my license and realize, oh my gosh, it's gonna expire May 19th. So get onto ICBC, take a practice road test with my instructors, and then sign up. So I have a week, and I'm like, okay, every day I'm out practicing. And I'm in the parking lot over at our Surrey Park and Ride, and going so slow. My husband says, oh my gosh, you can't go that slow when you're turning. It's gonna tip over. And sure enough, I tipped over. So then, that caused me some fear. That shadow, I can't do this. What am I thinking? Oh my gosh, I'm 50, blah, 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 blah. How am I starting to learn to ride a motorcycle? What am I doing? There's that shadow, that doubt, that lack of confidence in myself. So the day comes, my road test is up, and my worst case scenario is my U-turns, life, U-turning, thinking about it. It's kind of a really good metaphor. So I'm making a U-turn in my life right now with becoming the senior minister of CSL White Rock. I'm changing directions. So I go and I'm taking my test. At first I'm really nervous, but then I'm going along and I'm feeling good. I'm like, I got this. Yes, breathe. I'm saying out loud because they can't hear me. I'm praying the whole way through, people. I'm praying. I know I'm one with the one. I am divinely guided. I'm sorry, checking my shoulders, checking my mirrors. And then So going through, feel really good, and then 5 minutes before my test ends, I'm like, okay, I've got this. I've done everything. I know there's one thing coming up. So he says, pull to your left into this one, it's a one-way street, or not a one-way street, but a dead-end street. Please do a U-turn. I'm like, okay, I got this, I can do this. Check, 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 go. Put my foot down, make him do a duck walk around the U-turn. But what I didn't see was out of my one side, there was a van that just happened to turn and come down a one-way dead-end street at the same time I'm doing my U-turn. Hello, what is he doing there? Really? That is just so unfair. Automatic bail. Right? I'm. But you know, that was that shadow though, what I worried about,
Yeah.
what I was concerned about, I was thinking about, I can't do this, oh my goodness, this did U-turn, but it was the awareness, not seeing that van, that awareness, what am I missing in my life when I'm doing my U-turns? What am I missing when I'm doing, when I'm trying to learn something new, or I'm embracing whatever it is that I want next. You know, like, I mean, maybe it's playing the drums with Jill. But what's holding me back? I keep putting up roadblocks. So I'm back to the drawing board. Unfortunately, my license expired, so I get to start all over. But what a fresh start. I get to look at this as I'm turning the page and starting over. So it's, you know, that the mistake becomes the invitation to explore our inner landscape, to confront and integrate those aspects of ourselves that we tend to overlook or deny. But by acknowledging our imperfections and embracing the lessons they have to offer, we can increase our consciousness and embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery. So fear not the stumble on the road to mastery. Instead, embrace it as an opportunity to shine my light in another way. But we're thinking of shadows as well. I think the other thing that comes up, and this is maybe part of that story with the motorcycle, is self-sabotage. Where can I, in that darkness, in those shadows, I have that thought of what's going on in my life, but where do I stop myself by playing the drums or doing the U-turn or going a little bit faster, whatever it is. And I know one of the biggest places that I can self-sabotage is in the form of relationships. I don't know about any of you. Have you thought you're in a relationship or a friendship or something, and you're just kind of waiting for that shoe to drop? Like, this is too good. I can't, this really isn't it, right? And then you just have that little niggling thought in the back going, oh, do I deserve this? That's a big one. Do I deserve this? Of course, we all know the answer is yes, we do deserve it. And yet, though, there's times that do we really believe that? And then we get in our own way. So how do we step out of our way? How do we move into that next expression? Well, that's our spiritual tools. That's our spiritual practice. That is having compassion for ourselves and others, no matter where we are. It's having that compassion and falling back in love with that true self, that person that is right here, that heart space, and knowing that that is connected to that divine. And we all have it. We all have that connection. And it's just whether we want to breathe into it and stop and allow it to come through and shine. And then it's also, I think the big piece, this third kind of point that I want to talk about, is embracing all parts of ourselves. You know, we might think about ourselves, oh, maybe I'm carrying a little much too weight here, or maybe I'm doing this, or maybe, you know, I'm showing up in a strange way, or I'm a bit quirky, or I'm too, I don't know, growing up, I heard, oh, Tamara, you're too much, a lot. You're just too much. But so that got ingrained. So then I started to shrink down a bit. And then it was like, oh, you can't do that. So then I shrunk down even more. But lately, due to this teaching, and this is why this teaching has made such an impact in my life, is it has allowed me to really love myself for who I am right here, right now. And do I do it perfectly? No, not all the time. But I have practitioners to remind me. I have the congregation to remind me. I have friends and the music that we listen to and the meditations we do, and to remind me that, yes, I am that little star, that little twinkle, as we all are. We're all that magnificent, brilliant people. Let's use that word instead. We're, each of us, we're brilliant. We're absolutely wonderful. And I think we tend to forget that. Because that little ego voice goes in behind us and says, who do you think you are to be that magnificent? Is that a more magnificent, I think? It's quote. But it's working through it. It's working through that and embracing those shadow pieces, those pieces where we're maybe a little bit afraid, maybe those pieces that were a little bit uncomfortable. Right? It's stepping out of that comfort zone and into what it is that we are and who we are, and knowing that truth of who we are, knowing that truth. I do have a quote because you know me, I have to have quotes. I'm trying to cut down, but only in the darkness when you see the stars. And that's by Martin Luther King. I lied, I have two. Where's the other one? And then the other one is by Marcina Wickander. She says, I have seen too many stars to let the darkness overwhelm me. I've seen too many stars. And I'm looking out into a room full of bright, shiny stars right now. So if we tie this back to science of mind, of what is this, the shadows and embracing, but what it is wholeness embraces all aspects of truth. So that's the wholeness of the light, the dark. There's that continuum that requires an openness to gain perspective from both sides. Fear, faith, feminine, masculine, darkness, light, anger, peace, joy, pain. When we can learn from the depths of what those shadows offer us, and our ongoing experience is lighter and brighter, there is balance and equilibrium within the wholeness of that life. It encompasses both sides. It is not a binary situation of either this or that. Instead, it's an encompassing, inclusive, and it embodies this and that. So it's that teeter-totter, that scales, that we must have equal mystery within the unknown, and we can embrace it through our awareness of spiritual laws, how they work, and use our spiritual tools to keep everything balanced and in alignment. Going back to the motorcycle story, if I would have just stopped, breathed, taken a breath, right? I would have taken another look and I would have seen what was just outside of my peripheral. I would have seen what was there because I would have been grounded and connected. So I encourage you that when you tackle any challenging topic or situation, do it with openness, accountability, and a willingness to learn from the deep, dark abyss in order to achieve enlightenment, understanding, and clarity. Let's take that into prayer. So here we are, as we stand in our faith, always being protected and guided by the vast, unending universal presence. We no longer have reason to avoid the darkness or our shadow. because we remember that we always wanted to stand in the light. Even in the midst of darkness, we remember that dark is part of the universal presence, and we stand in oneness with it, and we embrace and appreciate standing in the darkness as a natural part of life. It is there that we find that beauty. So knowing this truth that we are all one, each of us, with that one mind, that divine spark, that twinkle that is there. Knowing that truth. So today, claiming that joy, that faith of God, the love that each of us are. I know this truth. I know it for myself. I know it for each of you. So I lean into that. I lean into that knowing, into that space of perfection. And it's not all the little details. It is not all the little details. It is the love, and it is showing up and being present and allowing that present to be right here, right now, and expressing as my unique individual human form. So I'm so grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this knowing of truth, for this time of connection, this time of spiritual uplift, this time of remembering of who I truly am. That is when the twinkle of the star takes on a deeper meaning, and knowing that each of us here are a brilliant star waiting to step into the endless possibility that is ours. I allow these words to flow through the law of mind, knowing right action is already on the move. It's starting. I let it go. I let it be, and ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. Well, there we go then. I'm going to turn it back over to Jill. Thanks, everyone. And that's it. Ta-da!
Thank you, Reverend Tamara. That was wonderful. Wonderful. I love the whole piece of the stars. And we don't see the stars in the day, but they're there. But we see them at night. So the good is always there. Beautiful. I was with the little granddaughter the other day, and I was telling her that to go through life, the most important words that can carry through her entire life is thank you. Thank you. And of course, with thank you, when we go through life in thank you and in gratitude, there's such a richness beyond our knowing. And it comes up in many ways. It comes up in our friends, in our relationships, our families, our learning, our community, our world, in so many ways. So this offertory today is to say thank you. And I invite you to share your gifts with us, which we really appreciate. And, oh, I forgot to invite our beautiful usher to just come on down. There's a $50,000 prize up front in the envelope below. So I invite you to join me in saying, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give. and all that I received. It makes it. Thank you very much, beautiful people. It's a joy as always. Nathan, take it away.
That's interesting.
Is there something, did I miss something?
You're asking me to do something you didn't ask me to do before right now. What I can do, I'm so blessed while we're waiting.
Okay, okay.
I'm willing to roll. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, Nathan. Would you like to close this off?
As a matter of fact, I would. All right, you bright stars. This is another chant of mine. This is a fun one. This is called Sizzle, and it was inspired by a chant from Charles Fillmore. And it's 3 parts. So don't be scared about that. They're really, really simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep repeating it over and over again. And I invite you to follow me or to stay on whichever one most speaks to you, most touches your heart. So the words to the 3 are, I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm. First one. Second one is my inner flame burns brightly for all to see. And the third is, I'm eager to do what ought to be done today. So I dare you to stay seated. Seated. What is it? Maybe it's something up here. We can't speak. I sizzle, sizzle. I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm. I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm. I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm. Second one. My inner flame burns brightly for all to see. My inner flame burns brightly for all to see. My inner flame burns brightly for all to see. My inner flame burns brightly. Third one. I'm eager to what I've done. I'm eager to what ought to be done today. Yeah, I'm eager to what ought to be done. I'm eager to what ought to be done today. Okay, I need to standing up, please. I need to hear some clapping. Well, let's get into this. I sizzle, I sizzle, enthusiasm. I sizzle, I sizzle, enthusiasm. I sizzle, sizzle. My inner flame, my inner flame burns brightly for all to see. Sing it like you believe it. For all to see, I'm eager to do what ought to be done. I'm eager to do what ought to be done. I'm eager to do what ought to be done. Yeah, I'm eager to do what sizzle with enthusiasm. I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm. One more. I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm. I like one more. I sizzle, sizzle with enthusiasm.
Hearts, we got Ron. So thank you, everyone. So I hope you'll stay for our potluck. Thank you. I forgot that. See, I forgot that word already. So everyone, thank you. Have a wonderful day, and everyone on Zoom, thank you so much. They're all fun. So we will. So I'm going to ask Nathan to do one more thing to try. Oh,
Yes, I was going to say, because everybody's told me, I'm happy to tell you.
mhm.
So like, what's the you?
Thanks, everyone.
You need to kind of go, please.
No, I think they're good. So two, can you stay for about 5 more minutes or so?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she.
What is the reason? Again, how is it the two experience? This. Side by side.
You know how I used to have a sound? I don't think I like that. People, these people.
Because the mixer. Is right there.
Yeah.
I don't use it. But she makes my mixer. After my mixer.
So. I don't know. So, like, let's see. Okay, maybe we will. Okay, too, we're gonna try Nathan plugging into a different speaker and see if that
Okay.
makes any difference.
Yeah.